Hey guys, long time no see. If you're interested in seeing how I made this awesome dress, stay tuned. This dress was made from Simplicity's 8907. It's like a jumpsuit that can be pants, shorts, or converted into a skirt. I really liked this pattern because it allows me to have the I think it's called raglan sleeves, and I have larger upper arms, so it works out well for that. This is one of the looks. This is the pants and a longer arm. This is the skirt version that I did with modifications, a shorter version of the skirt, and the jumpsuit, the shorts. I really love this piece. I did this one but with a skirt. So the pattern pieces, there are 11 pattern pieces, really 10, but I added one. So you have your front bottom pocket, and this is the lining for that front bottom pocket. You have a belt piece, so this is just a long piece of rectangular cloth really that I cut to make a belt. And you have your front facing, so that part has inner facing. So you see I cut two mirrored images, and then that's the actual facing part. These are the pocket flaps. It did not come with this on the pattern, but I created these, drafted these myself. So there's a front and back, and then there is the inner facing that is going to be sandwiched in between the pocket flaps. This is the actual top pockets. As you can see, I went ahead and ironed under the facing for that. This is the back facing, so for the top of your shirt. And this is going to be the skirt pieces. So there's one whole back piece that was cut on the fold, and then you have your mirrored images for the front. This is the two front pieces, mirrored images for and the top, and the two back mirrored images. So I started off with the two front pieces, and you'll see where I determined where I wanted my flaps to be. Again, the pattern called for just the pockets, but I did add flaps. I positioned those flaps about an inch above where the pockets were going to be. And as you can see, I was positioning it, sewing it down and then back up so into the correct position. So I went to my sewing machine and I added those flaps first. I did use interfacing in between the pocket flaps just to give them a little bit more stability when they are utilized. So this is just me again checking my placement. Guys, all of this fabric I actually got from the thrift store. This was made from shower curtains and linen. The dress itself is linen, and the accent pieces, all the color pieces, were a shower curtain, a cloth shower curtain. So I get most of my materials from the thrift store because I am on a budget. And until this hobby can make some money, I have to be very careful with what I spend. This is what the pockets looked like after I did it. Pretty nifty. So I just needed to add buttons at this point. As you can see, I'd already put my button holes there. For this, I do like to use a fabric pen, one that erases with heat. I don't use that on some of my other parts because I find that when I'm actually ironing the clothes, then of course the markings go away. But for things where I'm not going to iron them and I just want to kind of make sure I know where things are going to go, the fabric pen is perfect. I really liked how these pockets turned out. I really took my time on this one. I did some interesting finishes. So this is me now laying the front pieces onto the back pieces, right sides touching. And I was going to sew the shoulders and the side seams together here. I did use my serger to finish a lot of these seams, again, because I want to be able to utilize this dress and actually wear the garments that I make. So So after sewing that, I went ahead and started to serge my facings. So you see I put the inner facing on the back of the front facings that'll go where the shirt opens, where the buttons are going to be, just to give some stability to that area. And I'm just showing you my cute little serger. I love this serger. My new little toy. It's made sewing a lot easier. I actually probably could have got through this project a lot quicker if I wasn't attempting to film. So this is again the back facing I was showing you that goes around the collar and the back. I did put interfacing on it to give it some stability, and I'm just serging that area since it'll rest inside the garment. And if someone were to see it, I just wanted it to have a professional look. You can also just do a turnover hem, like a blind hem stitch, to finish your facings if that's what you prefer. I just found this way to be a lot quicker. This is what the facings are going to be once they're done. As you can see, I attached the back facing for the neck to the front facing where the opening would be for the garment, so where the buttons are going to be on this dress. I'm just going to attach it now to the top bodice. So that's what I'm doing here. I am aligning it right sides touching right sides, so as you can see the facing part is sticking up, the inner facing part, excuse me, and I'm just sewing all the way around the perimeter of the garment. So once it's attached here, I'm attaching it. Once it is actually attached, I'm going to make sure that I trim the seams to kind of get rid of some of the bulkiness, and I did clip the corners so that I would be able to turn the garment. Before I turned it, I did of course understitch to give myself a nice clean finish here and to give it a crisp finish. As always, I have gotten very comfortable with my iron and have been ironing all my seams here. Since I changed the positioning of the waist, I did want to remark the buttons holes, and those are my lovely buttons. This was the bodice. I did modify this pattern to raise the waist up about 4 inches because I have a really high waist. It like sits right under my breast. Here are the bottom pockets and the lining. I decided to do the blue part as the lining and the gold part as the outside. And you can see I turned that and attached it to the front skirt pieces. And then I attached the 2 front skirt pieces. I did off camera serge that because I wanted that seam to look really seamless on the inside. Here I am inserting the bodice into the skirt, and I'm going to sew all the way around, creating a casing for my belt. Basically it's going to be, oh god, what is it called? I'm going to insert some elastic, excuse me, to cinch in that waist. So this is the casing that I created, and I just inserted into the little casing some elastic, and I used a safety pin. This was a nightmare, guys, because this fabric was kind of weighty and thick, and when I got around where the button area is, it was hard to feel it. So if you have any tips for that, I'd definitely appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this, and thank you for watching.